Hey everybody, it's the OMAD Dad. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, a channel where we are dedicated to living the OMAD lifestyle, or eating just one meal a day. There are two apps that I credit to being a major help in my OMAD journey, and I'd like to share those two apps with you today and talk a little bit about them. You may be using them already. Maybe you've never heard of them. I don't know. But I will say in my journey, these two apps have helped me so much. And particularly whenever I would hit a plateau or whenever I was finding that maybe something wasn't quite working for me, these two apps are amazing. Now, they're both free apps. One of them does have a paid version, and I'm going to discuss that later, but I want to get into these right now. So the first app that I use is the Life Fasting Tracker. Now, doing OMAD, you really don't have to get this technical. You don't have to keep track of stuff, and again, these two apps are optional. But I really do think that utilizing one or both of these could help you out immensely. And the first one that I use here is this Life Fasting Tracker. This is used not just by people in OMAD, but people who do extended fasts or some other version of intermittent fasting. Now, this app, I have an iPhone, so you're going to see that version of it. If you have a different kind of phone, I'm not 100% sure if it's available for it, so you may just have to look it up. But this app, as we're going to get into, is a really great counter and tracker for how long that you've been on your fast. Now, if you're doing OMAD and you're not splurging or doing any extended fasts, technically, do you need this one? Well, maybe not. But it is nice to see how long you're coming along during the day, how long you've been fasting, how many hours you have left. If you're doing an extended fast, it's good to kind of keep track of exactly where you are. So this is the basic here. This is what it looks like if you went to go to the App Store. Now, once you're in the app, this is the main page you're going to be using. And as you can see here, you would just enter in how many hours you want to target for your fast to be. So if you're doing traditional OMAD, that's going to be 23 hours with allowing yourself 1 hour to eat. You can plus or minus it all you want. I mean, if you want to shoot for, say, maybe an 18-6 intermittent fasting schedule, you can do that. If you are thinking of trying an extended fast where maybe you're going to go for a day and a half, 2 days or so, I wouldn't really recommend going too long if you're going to do an extended fast. But a lot of people that do extended fasts use this app to keep track of it instead of trying to go by memory or best guess and having to figure out exactly where they are. Now in the center, you'll see what's your mood. You can click onto that and post what your mood is, as there is a social media aspect to this and a social community within the app. And there's other groups within the app to join. We'll see that in a little bit. Now, once you set your timer, once you get the app going, it does run in the background. Even if you kind of shut your phone off, it will continue to keep track of your fast timing. Now I set my little timer here to 23 hours a day because I'm on OMAD and I'm eating one meal a day. And now occasionally, just because of the timing of my meals and it not being exact every single day, sometimes I go a little over 23 hours. And as we can see in this example here, we have 27 hours and 36 minutes of a fast. It will continue to go. It will keep going and keeping track, even if you've gone over the time goal that you have allotted for yourself. And when you've hit your fasting goal, for whatever it's been set to, from your lock screen. Again, I have an iPhone, so this is what it's going to look like for me. You get this nice little notification letting you know that your fasting goal has been achieved, which lets you know that you're free to eat whenever you do so choose. You don't really need to have this app to make OMAD work. You really don't have to keep track of it. It's something that I do. I do enjoy it. It's really simple to use. After I'm done eating, I just set the timer and just let it keep going. It kind of runs in the background and never have to worry about it. If you're doing intermittent fasting, or if you're going to attempt an extended fast, it's a really great app to have. And some days too, you're just kind of curious as to, how many hours has it been since I've last eaten, or how many hours do I have left until my meal? You could say it borders on the lines of being a little obsessive, but overall, it's a very cheap app. I do love the app. I've tried other apps, and I always end up coming back to this one. Now, in the previous screen that we saw, it does give you a time estimate based on what hour goal you've chosen as to what time you'll be able to eat based on what you've entered in for your goals. So, it will say that, if you pick 23 hours, it may say, okay, your fast will be over at 5:30, or whatever time it ends up working out to. I do think it goes up as high as 48 hours for the fasting, and I think if you want to access an unlimited amount of time, you would have to pay like $1.99 for that to the app itself, which is pretty cheap. But, really, you don't need that. I don't really recommend doing any longer than a 48-hour fast anyway. So if you're looking for a free fasting tracking app, I highly recommend this one. And the second app that I absolutely love, that has really helped me on my OMAD journey, is the Lose It app. It is a calorie counting tracking app. There are quite a few of these in the App Store, quite a few of these on the market. I've tried several of them. I keep coming back to this one. It's very easy to use. It's got all the features that I need. It's got a good social community in it. And it's got a good database of foods that are already programmed in there. I am a really big believer in counting your calories. And the reason is it helps you be more consistent, and it keeps you honest. And sometimes you really do need to know how much you're eating. If you're sticking to the one plate rule and you're having your OMAD on one average size dinner plate only every single day religiously, then you really don't have to count your calories per se, because it's going to be difficult for you to really go crazy with that one plate of food. It's only when you start splitting up your meal into several plates that you can end up running into an issue, because you have several plates, so you just throw an extra scoop here, an extra scoop there. Next thing you know, you're 400 or 500 calories over what you can really be allotted for. So that's why I use this calorie counting app. And when I would hit plateaus, when I would have weeks where I was actually going in the wrong direction and I put a pound on here or there, this was integral in helping me to go back and kind of analyze and see just what I've been doing. And I never counted calories in the first, probably 6 months of being on OMAD. And when you hit a plateau, I started really analyzing my meals and looking at what I was eating. And lo and behold, many of my meals were just a little bit too high in calories. So by using this app, I've been able to make sure that's stayed in check every single day. I can look up the food ahead of time before even entering it in, before even making the food, and see, okay, if I'm going to have this, this, and this, then I can only have so much of A, so much of B, et cetera, et cetera. So you get the point. There's a free version of this app, which is very helpful and useful. I have the premium version, I paid for it. Now the premium version is a little expensive, and as far as apps go, it's usually about $39.99 a year, which isn't too bad considering all the things that this app does. But here's a little hack and a little tip for you. I purchased my yearly subscription for this on Black Friday, and it was only $19.99. So it's half price. I know we're a little ways away from Black Friday, but if you can wait that long and just do the free version, it is definitely worth it. You can track macros, micros. You're going to see when we get into this, all of the things that you can keep track of. And, for $20, even for $40, if you're going to pay for the full version, the full price, it's definitely worth it. Now, the main summary page is right here, and it gives you a little total of all of the calories for every little bit of food that you've had for your meal. It could be breakfast, it could be lunch, dinner, whichever one you choose. And as I said before, they have a really awesome database that has pretty much everything in there that you could possibly have for a meal component. Workouts will automatically be synced to this app, especially if you have any Apple products. I have an Apple Watch, so whenever I take a walk, move anywhere, it keeps track of your steps. And of course, in more premium versions, you can also set steps goals and movement and exercise goals. I also use this to keep track of my water intake. I shoot for 8 glasses of water a day, or 64 fluid ounces. So it keeps track of that, keeps track of your weight. You're probably not able to see it, but down below you can add your body fat percentage and keep track of that in the premium version, your blood glucose levels, and your sleep as well. This is the running step counter, and you can set your goal to pretty much whatever you want to do for the day, and then it keeps track of your steps for the week. It's also really great at keeping track of your macros, your protein, your carbs, your fat. I know some of you have certain goals for that. I don't personally set any goals for that, but sometimes it is interesting to see what your meal components have consisted of. And of course, you set daily and weekly calorie goal numbers here, and you get to see the days that you've gone over or under and how much you are under. It gives you kind of an idea of what you can expect for weight loss. I think I have the goal set to lose for around 1.5 pounds a week, which is pretty aggressive, but nothing that's overly bad. And so what you do is you enter your weight, and by entering in how much you want to lose per week, it'll then give you a certain calorie allotment, and that's your guide. For those that aren't using an app, I've said before, a good rule of thumb is to find out how many calories it takes to maintain the goal weight that you wish to be at, and then use that as a rough guide every day as to how many calories you can eat. But this app does it all for you. So not only do you have the ability to track all your micros and your macros, you can set, as I've said before, body fat goals, water goals. Maybe you want to have goals for how many grams of carbohydrates and sugar you can have every single day, or how much fat you want to eat or not eat. So I'm not going to go over and bore you with all of the possibilities and all of the things that this app can do. I do want to mention, though, I really do love the groups. I do love the social community aspect of it. I've met some really, really nice people here over my time of using it. And whenever you have whether it's a good day, a bad day, maybe you post numbers you don't like, maybe you post numbers that are great, you always get words of encouragement from your friends that are using this app as well. Even if they're not OMAD, even if they're, may not agree with your particular method for losing weight. So overall, I found these 2 apps to be very beneficial in my journey. I still use them every single day. I hope you can get some benefit out of them. I'm not sponsored by either of these apps. So this is just a straight up honest review from somebody that continues to use them every day and gets some great benefit from it. The second app, if you go for the premium version, the Lose It app, if you go for the premium version, it is a little pricey. But to me, it was totally worth it. I had never spent that much money on an app before, but when it comes time to renew, I'm definitely renewing it. That's how much I love this app. So that's it for me for today, folks. Maybe you can go and check these apps out, add them into your routines, add them into your lifestyles, and I'm sure they're going to be a great benefit to you. So I hope you guys have a great day, a great week. I hope you have a very happy OMAD, and of course, be well.